Hello everyone, I'm Satish Chandra, General Manager, Business Development and Operations for VOptimer Technologies. I'm here to give you a very brief walkthrough of our VOptimer solution. To start with, we have a login screen, so you have to provide a valid username and password to log in to the system. So I'll use my admin. This is how your landing screen is going to look like. You have all your modules. These are some of the basic modules that we have added just for the demo purpose. So to use this system, you need to have a valid privileges. You have to create your users, and you have to allocate the users to various groups according to the kind of work they are doing in the system. So for that, we'll start with users. So here, this is the place where you create various groups. Like you have the finance group, you have the RA and fraud management system. So you create various groups over here. So you can create your groups, you can add in a group name and save. So once you create your groups, you can attach, you can create the various users. For example, Satish Chandra, I am from the HR and business development. So I will be allocated against the HR and business development group. So you can add your users over here, create a username and password, given the other details. And once you save it against that particular group, it will be saved. So every user cannot be given all the privileges. So even your privileges differ according to the level and the designation of the person. For example, a CEO would like to have all the privileges, whereas an HR executive would just require a view option for all the information that is accessed by him. So this is where you create all your privileges. So you select a group against which you want to give the privileges, and you just have to select what are the privileges you want to give, whether it's just going to be limited to view, or you would also want to give him delete and override privileges, and so on. So once you create your users and user groups and give the privileges to them, we come to admin. So this is the place where all the default values, variables, and lookups will be set up. If you have to set up your mediation or rating or set up your recon, you'll have to do it from here. And various lookups will be set up over here. So once you set up all your process, you are ready to go with your mediation or rating or recon. You also have server monitor over here. So this shows the health of the server or the various processes that are running in the system. So you have a status column and the server name. So whatever status, if the mediation is running, it will be shown as running, started. If it is not running, then it will be shown as stopped. And if there are any issues with the server, the status will be shown over here. Similarly, other servers like the ActiveMQ or MySQL. Then you have the customer masters. This is more of your CRM tool integration, where you maintain all your customer records and customer data. So all your customer records is saved over here. Then you also have option to change your themes. You have various themes that you can choose from. So these are not limited to only these themes. We can configure it according to your taste and choice. In the next section, I'll show you mediation. Welcome back, gentlemen. Now I would show you how our mediation module works. So once you click on the mediation option, you'll find various sub menus over here, like mediation sources, FTP configuration, Optimer path configuration, CDR headers. So various other options are listed over here. So first, what we have to do is we have to configure our sources to do the mediation. So this is where you configure your sources. So you're given what are various source names and choose the make. Then you're given a circle name against which you want to do the mediation, the line of business. So once you've given all the details and save your sources over here, so the particular mediation source against which you want the mediation to be done is saved. Now what we have to do is we have to configure our FTP. So where do you want the system to pick the data from? So you have to given your FTP configurations over here, given the FTP name from where you want the system to pull the data. So once you save it, the system will record the place from which it should pull the data. Then you have Optimer configuration. So this is the place where you'll be storing the data locally. So this is our local Optimer configuration. So you'll create a place, a path, Optimer path configuration where you want to store the data locally. So once you create your FTP and Optimer configurations, you have to create your CDR header list. See, the kind of data that we get from the various systems, the raw data that we receive, it'll have 500 to 600 columns or headers, which is not required for us at any point of time. So what we do is we create our headers. Whatever is required to us is created over here. So you can choose your headers. What are the various headers you require for the source name? And you can give a CDR header name to it. And once you choose your headers and save it, so against that particular source name, those headers will be saved. Once you have your headers in place, we'll go to the output headers list. And this is a place where you choose what are the various kinds of outputs you require. So according to the roles and responsibilities that I'm handling, I would not require all kinds of outputs. So what I would be doing is I would be choosing what are the various outputs that I would require, and I would be saving them over here. So against the source name, what are the various outputs I would require. So you can create various output headers over here. It is a kind of drill down of the various headers you've created in the CDR header list. So once you're done with your CDRs, headers, and various other configurations, you come to source configuration. So this is where you'll be able to see the various sources that you have configured. So you have an option of starting your mediation from here. You click on play, you will be able to see the mediation. So you have an option of picking up data locally or directly from the FTP, or the both option indicates it will pick up the data from an FTP location, save it locally, and then start the mediation. and you have an option of checking a mediation audit. So mediation audit shows you what are the files, number of files that have been processed, how many files got rejected, and so on. And the best part about our solution is we can simultaneously do our rating too. So you can click on your rating and choose a time at which you would want the rating to start. So the rating will start accordingly. And you also have a rating audit option where you can choose the kind to see the audit of the rating that has just commenced. So what are the number of files that have been rejected and so on. So once you click on mediation and start it, the mediation starts. So you will be able to see all the started or completed mediation source names over here. You also have an option where you can see the RSS feed of what are the various activities that are happening at that particular point of time for the mediation. So this is how your mediation works. So for all the other mediations, you can also see what are the various mediation activities that are scheduled. Then what are the various audits? I was speaking about the audits. So you'll be able to see what are the various number of records, number of success, number of rejects. So every kind of records processed. So it's kind of an audit report, very brief audit report about the kind of the mediation that has just run or the rating that has just been processed. So this is how the mediation works. In the next section, I'll take you through recon.